this is the rest of Chapter 6 homework. So 6-7 refers back to numbers 4 and 5. It refers back to all of them, but we're only looking at FIFO and LIFO. Which inventory costing method produces the lowest cost of goods sold? Okay, so FIFO produces the lowest cost of goods sold, but that only applies if prices are rising. And by prices, I mean what they paid for the inventory. All right, and this is because cost of goods sold reflects older, lower costs under FIFO. Which inventory costing method produces the highest cost of goods sold? LIFO produces the highest cost of goods sold. And same thing if prices are rising. And this is because cost of goods sold reflects, I'll put cost of goods sold under LIFO, reflects newer, higher costs. If costs have been declining instead of rising, which inventory costing method would have produced the highest cost of goods sold? So I'm just going to answer that by saying if prices were declining, did I spell that right? Declining. There we go. The results would have been the opposite. And that's it for number 7. I should have gone ahead and done that in the first video. But I think I had to go somewhere. All right, 6-10. Compute the rate of inventory turnover and days sales in inventory. All right, so this has to do with how fast inventory sells. So inventory turnover is cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. All right, so it's going to equal 18,400 divided by 560 plus 450 divided by 2. 400. I think I need 2 opens there. O plus 450 divided by 2, close parentheses. You have to be careful with parentheses in Excel and your mathematical equations because in your mind you know what you want to do, but Excel follows the mathematical hierarchy, and if you don't use parentheses correctly, it'll mess up. All right, so inventory turned over 36 times. The higher this number, the better. All right, it means the inventory is selling faster. All right, and the other thing they wanted us to calculate was days sales. This is basically how many days the inventory sat on the shelf. All right, and that's 365 days in the year divided by the turnover. So basically we're going to do the 365 divided by the 36.44. And that is days. This one up here is just like a number of times, 36 times the inventory turned over. But roughly every 10 days, they're selling their inventory and having to replace it with new. And then, of course, the higher the turnover, the faster you sell your inventory. This number gets lower and lower. It takes fewer and fewer days to sell your inventory. And that's it for that one. And for chapter 6.